This is the smallest single board computer I have ever reviewed, and it can run Linux, but here's the catch. It has no HDMI ports, no USB ports, and no Wi-Fi. So how does it work? Well, let's find out. Introducing the PocketBeagle 2. This small single board computer is targeted at low-level hardware developers, electronics enthusiasts, and anyone who wants to learn embedded Linux. Real quick before we dive into the video, I just want to give a huge thanks to Beagleboard for sending me the PocketBeagle 2 for a review, and thank you to everyone watching this video. Recently my channel grew from just under 30 subscribers to over 330, so I just want to give a huge thanks to each and every one of you watching this video. I did not expect in my wildest dreams my channel to grow so quickly, so thank you, and your continued support means the world to me. If you're new around here, hi, my name is Ryder and welcome to my YouTube channel. On my channel, I review technology, tinker with tech, learn as I go, and share my journey with the internet. Consider subscribing to support my YouTube journey and learn alongside me. And if you subscribe now, you can join before I hit 500 subscribers. Thank you, and let's get back to the video. Alright, so the PocketBeagle 2 comes with a Texas Instruments AM62x SoC, which is a quad-core ARM Cortex A53 SoC. So depending on which revision of the PocketBeagle 2 you have, since this is an open source SBC, there's always things changing, always updates coming out as the community updates them. The last revision of this board shipped with a quad-core A53 SoC, plus it has an onboard GPU. But if you have the revision A0, then you have a dual-core A53 SoC with no onboard GPU. Now, I will have the full board features and chipset features on screen right now. As you can see, there's so much to cover, and I really apologize that I cannot go over all of this because I don't understand what all of this means yet, but bear with me, I am learning. But with all of the datasheet stuff out of the way, let's get to unboxing this. This is something I've been waiting to do for so long now, and I'm excited to finally get around to doing it. So it's like plastic container. Then we got the card that was in the packaging, and we've got the actual SBC. This thing is pretty cool. Got some buttons, 2 buttons, USB-C, and our 72 pins, I think, GPIO pins. I think there's 72 GPIO pins. I don't remember off the top of my head, but we have a microSD card slot right here, and then we have a UART's debugging port right down here. And then we have our processor, the SoC, we have RAM here, I believe, and then I think this is for eMMC memory, but don't quote me on that. And then I think that this chip up here is the microcontroller, so that's pretty cool. And then inside the instructions manual, it looks like we have a multi-language starting guide. If we just unravel this, I think it's double-sided. Yeah. So on its own, the PocketBeagle 2 can be used just like a Raspberry Pi, kind of like you could plug in stuff into these female header pins down here to actually get started programming. But unlike the Raspberry Pi, which uses hats for add-ons, the PocketBeagle 2 uses something called capes to expand its functionality. One such cape you can purchase for the PocketBeagle 2 is the PocketBeagle TechLab, which fortunately Beagleboard has provided for this video, and let's go ahead and unbox this. Alrighty, so we got a plastic container, don't need that. We've got this plastic card, and then we have the actual TechLab cape. So as you can see, these are male header pins, so this just like goes on top, and we will take care of that in a minute. But first, let's go over the features of this little tiny expansion board, this tiny cape. PocketBeagle TechLab comes with a USB host, a light sensor, an accelerometer, RGB LED bulb, 2-digit 7 LED display. I think that's this right here. This interesting display. This kind of cool display right here. And it also comes with 2 buttons, a sound buzzer, and an expansion slot for microbus connectors. Now, microbus, I think that's how you say it. I think it's microbus. They have a website where you can scroll through all of these expansion kits and like little accessories and stuff that, to my understanding, plug in right here over where this capped on tape is. They plug in here and add functionality to your board. And they have a website that has so many of these. There's like 80 something pages that you can just scroll through and keep going. You can see all these different accessories. So this board has expansion upon expansion upon expansion. All right, so here we have the PocketBeagle 2 and the TechLab, and we can plug them in by lining up right here. This is a little bit confusing. The microSD card slot is right here, and the USB-C connector is right here. But on the board, it shows USB references here, and the microSD card's here. But, oh well, I think you just plug it in like so, and then you just kind of press down, and then you kind of just let it sit there, and I think that this is attached. This looks absolutely dope. We got buttons, we got a buzzer, an LED display, USB, LEDs, an RGB bulb. Alright, so here we have the PocketBeagle 2 on the TechLab cape, and this looks absolutely awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the PocketBeagle 2 and the TechLab cape, and I am going to put Debian or Armbian onto the PocketBeagle 2, which you can do using its using its microSD card slot, and then using DHCP and connecting via the USB-C port. You can actually connect to the PocketBeagle 2. Then I'm going to show off a demo with the TechLab cape, and then that will conclude today's video. And let me know down in the comments if you want to see a follow-up with the PocketBeagle 2, because I have a bunch of other videos I'm currently working on making, including some Rock 5C videos that will be follow-up content to my last video, and a couple other single board computers that showed up in the mail the other day, which I've been really excited to show you guys, but I have not gotten around to making a video on yet. So stay tuned for those videos, and yeah, let's get started with putting Debian or Armbian on this thing. Okay, so if you wanted to buy a PocketBeagle 2 for yourself, you can go on over to Beagleboard's website, which I'll have linked down below in the description, and you'll see it says down here, purchase at this Farnell distributor. Then they got DigiKey and Mouser. I personally recommend Mouser because I've ordered lots of things from them in the past, including a bunch of Raspberry Pi 5s, but that's just my opinion. And okay, well, it looks like we have 0 in stock, but we have 700 expected in October, so. And it looks like it retails for $28.13. That's a very specific amount. But yeah, you can pick one of these up for $28. But I'm getting off topic a little bit. Back to how to actually get Linux running on the PocketBeagle 2. You can download a Debian image for the PocketBeagle 2 on Beagleboard's website or via their imaging utility software, which is essentially the Raspberry Pi imager by the Raspberry Pi Foundation, except just reskinned with Beagleboard branding, with, of course, Beagleboard boards and Beagleboard operating systems with Beagleboard board kernels, if that makes any sense. I think it does. Anyways, it's essentially just a reskinned version of the Pi imager, and you can download that on Beagleboard's website as well under beagleboard.com/bb-imager. I'll have this linked in the description down below. And then it looks like this. It'll have you choose a device, choose an image, and then choose a storage device. You can edit settings via the settings button right here. Make sure when you're in the customizations tab up here that when you're actually customizing an image that you enable DHCP via USB, because otherwise you will not be able to actually connect to your PocketBeagle 2. I don't know why there's even an option to turn that off, but oh well. So you're probably wondering, how do you actually use Linux on the PocketBeagle 2 if there's no HDMI ports, no USB ports aside from the one power USB-C port, and there's no Wi-Fi? Well, on the PocketBeagle 2, Linux runs headless. So the way that you connect to it is via DHCP through the USB port. So when you connect to your computer with USB, not only does it power the PocketBeagle 2, but you can assign an IP address to that USB connection using DHCP. So then you can connect to your PocketBeagle 2 through the serial console, and then from there you can set up an IP address and then SSH into it. Okay, so hello, this is Editor Ryder here. I apologize, this is probably really random, but what I was going to say next was cutting to the part where I was going to show you the TechLab demo and the how to actually connect to your PocketBeagle 2, but that footage just was outdated and full of some misinformation because I came to a false conclusion that Beagleboard did not have proper software support for the PocketBeagle 2, which upon talking with some of the Beagleboard developers and community, they helped me solve the problem that I ran into, which was that the original repository on GitHub that was designed to allow you to use the TechLab cape with the PocketBeagle 2 was outdated, so it was kind of obsolete and deprecated. So it was pretty much a useless repo because it was designed to work with a PocketBeagle 1. I don't have a PocketBeagle 1, I have a PocketBeagle 2. So with some back and forth with the community, they pointed me in the right direction to the proper repo. So then I got all the software up and running, so now I can continue on to the demo. So just wanted to insert this in here to say that I was wrong. I came to a false conclusion, and rather than go back and refilm the entire segment, I just thought I would just put this clip in place of it. So I hope it works. So I apologize if this clip is really random, out of the blue, and doesn't really flow with the video. I'm trying my best with what I have, and rather than go back and refilm that entire segment of the video, I thought might as well just insert a clip being fully transparent on screen saying I was wrong, and yeah, you should be seeing the next clip being a demo of the PocketBeagle 2 running on the TechLab cape. Alright, and lastly, what I'm going to do is, like I said earlier, show you a demo on the TechLab cape, flashing some LEDs and buzzing the buzzer or something. So let's get that connected and check that out. So again, like I mentioned a second ago, you can connect to your PocketBeagle 2 by connecting the USB port and then wait for it to power up. I have the first demo loaded up and ready to go, so when I press enter on my keyboard, the two 7-segment LED displays are going to light up. So here we go. Okay, I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty here. There we go. One thing to note when you're trying to mess around with the TechLab cape, when you put the PocketBeagle 2 on, you might think that it is on the cape as far as it can go, but nope, you gotta make sure that it's on there by thoroughly pushing down and making sure that it stays on there. So now when I rerun this, are we for real? Alright, so I'm going to run a demo for the two 7 LED segment displays in 3, 2, 1, and it's going to count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So next I'm going to do the buzzer demo. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ow, my ears. That was a lot louder in person than it sounds on camera. Okay, so now I'm going to do the RGB LED demo. This has a couple of provided demos. I'm going to go through one or two. So here we are with the first one. It's just going through red, green, blue, and it's just going to keep going in a circle. And then here is the second demo. This is fading intensity, so it's going to get brighter and then fade away, and then fade in, fade out. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And then there's an accelerometer right here, which basically it'll just in the terminal print out direction that you are accelerating, whether it be X, Y, or Z. So that's kind of cool. And then there's a light sensor right here, so this will tell you if it's dark or light, and I can't actually figure out how to get that to work for some reason. It just always says it's dark, but oh well. Then we have the USB port right here and the micro bus connectors. I've taken the Kapton tape off the top, and we have buttons, which you can, in the provided demo, when you press them it'll just say you pressed left or you pressed right, and it'll just keep printing in terminal. But yeah, so this is the PocketBeagle 2 with the TechLab cape. It's pretty awesome, and I have had a bunch of fun with it, and I hope to continue having lots of fun with it in the upcoming weeks. Alright, so editor Ryder here. My original conclusion, I came to a false conclusion because I could not get the TechLab cape up and running, so I thought that there was no way to get it up and running, so I came to the conclusion that Beagleboard did not support it, and that there was deprecated support there, and I was confused, and so I just went on like a tangent, like talking about that, looking into that, and then I reached out to the Beagleboard community and actually spoke with one of their devs in the Discord server, and I kind of like asked for some direction, and then I was like, so is this not supported? Like, what's going on here? It's missing firmware. And I got pointed in the right direction. So after flashing the correct image, because apparently there's like several different images you can flash onto your PocketBeagle too, like there's an IoT image, a minimal image, and then there's a workshop image, and you need to download and install the workshop image in order to get the TechLab cape up and running. So I went out, reflashed my operating system back onto the PocketBeagle 2, and then I got the proper GitHub repo onto the PocketBeagle 2, which I'll have linked down below in the description. So then you just would clone that GitHub repo onto your PocketBeagle 2, and then you would be able to use the TechLab cape. So yeah. So my conclusion about the PocketBeagle 2 is that I think that this is an awesome small single board computer, and it has tons of use cases. I mean, you could use it for robotics, learning embedded Linux, learning electronics, low-level hardware development, learn how the kernel actually interacts with hardware. Like, there's so much you can learn with this thing. Like, it's super cool, and it's small, it's tiny. Small and tiny, essentially the same thing. Anyways, it's a pretty cool board. Would I recommend you go out and buy one of these on a whim? Well, no. If you want to learn embedded Linux, to the best of my knowledge, this is currently the only thing I would recommend because this is the only thing that I've tested, and this is how I have just barely started to learn about embedded Linux, but I mean, it really depends. So in conclusion, I think that the PocketBeagle 2 is a super cool, low-cost single-board computer, and I really like it. I've had so much fun playing with it the past couple of days. My only critique about it, and I guess it's not really about the board itself, but it's about Beagleboard, the company that makes the board, is software support is just a little goofy. Like, I was having trouble getting the TechLab cape up and running. All the articles I read and research I did pointed to this GitHub repo, which apparently was outdated and was the official repo to use the TechLab cape with the Beagleboard 1, or like a first gen Beagleboard. So it was not compatible with the PocketBeagle 2. So it took me joining the Beagleboard Discord server in order to get pointed in the right direction to get to the proper repo. I've probably said this like 2 or 3 times in the video now, so I apologize for being repetitive. But basically, that's the only thing I don't like about this board. Probably just change some GitHub repo names. Like, would you know, based off of this GitHub title that's on screen right now, this VSX examples, I think I'm doing this without a script, so I don't know exactly what the name is on screen, but would you know by this GitHub repo name that this is the official GitHub repo to get the TechLab cape running on the PocketBeagle 2? The only way I figured that out was by joining the Beagleboard Discord server, which I'll have a invite linked down below in the description as well, or you can join it by going to Beagleboard's website. They have like a little social icon on the website, and if you click the Discord one, it'll take you to the server and you can join it from there. So if you ever need any help, I recommend you just go to the Beagleboard Discord server. It's a great community and you can find the help that you need when it comes to your projects and Beagleboard stuff. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think about the PocketBeagle 2? Do you think that it's useful and worth $28? If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and drop a like on this video. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see some more single board computer videos, I have a video on screen right now talking about Radxa's Rock 5C. It's a super neat octa-core single board computer I recently just reviewed. So if you want to see another one of my videos, I recommend you go check out this video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, that's all from me for now, and you'll hear from me in the next video. Peace.